We want to hear your question.
I have a perspective I would like for you to comment on. I agree with the idea that business is kind of where we're going, and that takes me backward in time to when business didn't have all the labels, but I had corn, you had apples, and we traded. And you were better off because you had more corn than you needed, and I had more apples than I needed.
Let's do mangoes and corn.
Okay, mango, that's good. And I actually like mangoes better. But the idea was the trade, and in the trade, we both were better off. And so the very nature of the business transaction was to increase human value, human appreciation of life, human joy, by giving to each other something of value. It has become, to me, at least in modern times, we've lost sight of that was the initial meaning of it. We've gone to profit maximization without concern for the value to the other. But I think if we hold the idea that we've always done business when we traded, and that we're just getting global and masterful at it, but remember that at its core, we're creating human value and concerned about the value we're giving as much as the value we're receiving. I just be curious about your reflections on that.
This is a certain phase that the business went through, that grab-and-go business. Grab-and-go business is the period of our history where the maximum amount of business was largely imperialist. You went to another place and you're going there only once, you grab and get back home, you don't care what happens there. That is the phase of imperialism, and that mentality continued for a few more decades or maybe a century. But today, that is changing. You need to understand, I think this language is still there. People think they need to be like sharks in a suit and they have to make a killing. This killing word I see here everywhere. Do you have the killer instinct? If you kill all your customers, after that what will you do? Hello? So I think that is on the way out right now, because companies have grown large enough and they understand that bonding with the customer is more important than killing him. Making a killing on one product is not a wise way to conduct your business, because tomorrow you still have to do business. But when business was done like conquest, we know this very well because the British came to India not as an occupation force, they came as East India Company. And they made a killing. Killing means, if I go into the detail, it's very bad. They made a killing. But then, when you make a killing, if I make a deal with you and I make a killing, this is the end of you and me, all right? If I want to continue my business, I have to think for you also. Because in any transaction, whether it's marketplace or marriage, unless it's beneficial for both the parties, this transaction will not endure. Yes or no? If any transaction has to endure, both the parties must benefit. So if you are a wise businessman, you will also think of the other side. What are they getting? If you don't ensure that they're getting something, then your business will close tomorrow morning. Today you might have made something, but tomorrow it'll close. So, that phase of imperialist approach to business, I think is right now on the way out. Slowly people are thinking of customer is important, how to service them, how to give them more and more things, how to give them free things. This is how large businesses are thinking today.